All right, traders, the green streak continues. I'm going to have to make this video as quickly and educational as possible because my personal trainer is going to be here within the next 30 minutes. With that being said, if you were to follow the trading plan and analysis that I posted in my video yesterday, you should have had another phenomenal green day. Trader Society collectively is up over 6 figures on the day within profits. The team absolutely crushed it. If you take a look right here in terms of the polls, literally everybody is green, just like yesterday. The green streak continues. If you take a look at the key levels, we were planning to buy calls at 446.80. When 447 calls went out of the money, which means SPY dropped under 447, we bought the calls at 446.80. I alerted it to my team in real time at 10:14 a.m., literally at the exact lows. 3 minutes later, SPY had a 40-cent spike and it went above 447, which means the calls that I went out of the money spiked back to in the money, which is how you profit big on a scalp. And I ended up making $2,000 in profits on that. One of the lead moderators, multimillionaires within the chat, Keaton, made a $3,500 profit just off that trade alone. And it doesn't stop there. Because like I told you in last night's video, the best level to buy call options, which was $444, which was the exact lows on the day. Keaton ended up hitting that as well, and he made over 5 figures on the day. And he also had his own unique trading plans and trading analysis where he crushed it on. It wasn't just from my overall plans. With that being said, before we get started, man, I want to give a big shout out to the team, man. We had several members make back multiple times the cost of what I charge to join my Discord and to join my training program, because we actually train you and teach you how to become self-sufficient. It's not just a Discord with alerts. $2,400 in profit, made back multiple times the cost of what I charge for a lifetime in one single day. $3,200 profit. They're absolutely crushing it, man. But it doesn't stop there, because I want to give a big shout out to not just me and my analysis and the work that I put in, but to the moderators, because the moderators absolutely crushed it today. This is something you truly have to be there to see, because it's not just me. It is a unique community who's mastered price action to a T and who is self-sufficient. The level of competence that we have is truly impressive. With that being said, man, I want to give a big shout out to Jim C. I've known this guy since 2015. He's one of the best day traders that I've came across. He was in put options from the get, and he explained to the team his plan and why he was in put options. He absolutely crushed it today. I want to give a big shout out to another millionaire, Dimitri. He just got back from vacation with his family from the Bahamas. He absolutely crushed it on call options, making over a $2,000 profit on the day. I want to give a big shout out, and the trader of the day goes to Keaton. He absolutely crushed it. He ended up buying call options on both of my plans, made 5 figures alone off that. He ended up buying call options above my key level using that 30-minute trading strategy that I teach. If you watch closely, SPY formed a 30-minute green candlestick at our key level. It was above it, but like I say, it's okay if it's above it. If there's a 30-minute confirmation, he banked on that. He also banked on trades on puts at his own key levels and own price action. This guy absolutely crushed it today, made over 5 figures. And I want to give a big shout out to G-Roar, one of the best day trader within the chat. Absolutely destroyed it today, man. Those are some of the multimillionaires that we have within Trader Society. And like I said, if you were in the chat and in the Discord, you would have witnessed them pulling and taking money out of the market, alerting their analysis, their plans, and trades in real time. It was truly incredible in terms of what they've done. Now, with that being said, we're going to continue to prepare you to trade the best setups at the best prices, because here at Trader Society, what you need to understand is we have price action mastered to a T. We have truly cracked the matrix of trading. There is nobody performing at our level of competence, giving the key trading plans and the key analysis and the trades that we're putting out, and the self-sufficiency shows within the Discord server, especially from the moderators, right? And if you're not on that level, we have the training for you within the video lesson library. This is by far more than a Discord server. So with that being said, what's the new trading plan? Then I'm going to be recapping the trades so you understand how we're able to create our key levels and profit off of the market with the confirmations that we use. So this is what I need you to understand, man. Our new make or break, kind of like middle level, lower middle level, I want you to think of this as like a lower middle-ish level, is going to be where SPY closed. 446.22. And what you need to understand is extended hours trading, pre-market and after hours, is always relevant to creating key levels. And I will show you why later on. But look at this. Do you see right here? Look at this level right here, like 446.60, 446.50, right? Do you see this level right here? Basically 446.22 to 446.60. That is going to be a zone. If the SPY reacts as a resistance level tomorrow at that level, then it is going to go bearish and it is going to have a nice drop. Now, if the SPY breaks above this and reacts as a support, then it is going to spike and it is going to go a little bit bullish. So here's what I can tell you. In terms of 446.20, it's make or break, man. This is a make or break previous resistance level. Now, in terms of the levels where I want to short the SPY and buy put options, because you know I like going with the overbought levels, which sometimes don't get hit until a few days, until a few weeks, right? So the levels where I am personally interested in buying put options heading into tomorrow are going to be two levels. So the first level is going to be this, and I want you to understand, this level that I'm giving out right now was determined by using the 1 minute time frame. The time frames that I use are the daily chart, the 1 minute time frame, and the 30-minute time frame. Those are the only time frames that I've used. I heard great things about the 5 minute, but I don't use the 5 minute personally. With that being said, this is what I need you to understand. If you've been following this channel, you are well aware one of the trading strategies that we use is we identify where SPY has a lot of support. So you can see right here visually, there was a lot of support on the SPY at 447.80, and there was a lot of support on the SPY at 447.90, right? It was consolidating, it was bouncing off of this level. Well, here's the thing. When it cracked this support level, it never spiked back up to this support. It kept on going down and it had a massive sell-off all the way down to $444. That's literally a 4-point drop almost. So the point I'm making is one of my new key levels for puts is going to be where that previous support is. And the reason why is this previous support should react as resistance, should react as a new lower high the first time that it has been tested. Because that's just how price action works. When the market cracks a key support level and has a big sell-off in a quick period of time, if it spikes right back up to that previous support level, instead of it initially reacting as a support level for the first time, it is supposed to react as a new lower high and as a new resistance level. So I just shared with you a strategy and I just shared with you how I create my key levels. How much is that information worth to you? Because in terms of how much it was worth to me, these past 2 weeks alone using that strategy was over 5 figures in profits. So 447.80 to 448 will be my first level for put options. Now I want you to understand, 446 is make or break. If it reacts as a resistance, you could try puts. Use a super tight stop though. On not the best levels, you need super tight stop. On the best levels, you can have a little bit wider stop and you can consider slightly adding if it's not too far off your entry, or if you're taking starter positions, then you could add a little bit after, right? So 448 would be my true first level for puts, and that would be the strategy on that. What is my second level for puts? My second level for puts, I will be looking at the gaps. So we have 2 gaps that are waiting to fill on the SPY. The higher the gap, the better for puts. One of my levels is right here at 449.24. All of the people who ended up swing trading call options got absolutely destroyed. So when SPY ends up going to 449.24 for the first time, it is going to try to react as a resistance level and it is going to try to pull back at first. Now, what you need to understand is that is not the best level to be using that strategy in terms of the gap close reversal where SPY closes a gap, hits this white line and begins to reverse, begins to have a small little drop for scalpers. It's not the best one to go with. The best one to truly go with as of now, as a scalper, would be the higher one. And we do have a higher gap, as you can see right here, that is waiting to fill above at 451.20. So I will be downgrading my new best level for puts at 451.20. So just so you understand how this is working for tomorrow. Best level for puts would be considered 451.20. We will show some interest with a very tight stop at 449.20. Now, again, another reason why 449.20 should work is look at all the support. Do you see all the support at 449.20? Well, the SPY gapped down. It never went back to that previous support. So it should try to react as a roof, as a resistance first, since it had such a nice drop to 444 today. And then 448 would be our lowest level considered for puts. Those are our levels for puts tomorrow. That is the strategy. We call that gap close reversals, and we call that when SPY cracks a support level and has a big sell-off, if it's going to go right back up just as fast as it crashed, the initial reaction of it testing for the first time when people least expect it should react as a minor bull trap, right? It just makes common sense, man. Think about it. If you were buying, just think about it, man. If you were buying call options right here at 449, you see all the support, people are buying calls at 449, they're buying calls at 449, SPY gap down, it sells off to 444. Do you think if you were a swing trader and you swing traded those calls at 444 and you're still holding and it went right back to 449, would you hold or would you sell? I would sell the shit out of that. I would sell all my calls and switch to puts. Why? Because that's where all the bulls got trapped. And that's what we do. We profit off of people's stupidity. We profit off of people's lack of control. We profit off of people tossing coins. We profit off of people's misfortunes. This is what we do within the market. We wait for someone to get trapped so we can take advantage of the sale that's made when it goes back to the trap. And I'm putting you onto this game because nobody else is willing to do it. But I'm here for it, man. Like I said, we figured out and mastered price action, and we are here to continue to crack the matrix. We are here to continue to get you the best results that we can possibly deliver. So that is our trading plan for puts. Now, what do we need to understand about call options? Very, very simple. Like I said, 446 is a make or break level. If it reacts as support, we go to 448. If it reacts as a resistance, where are we going to drop to? If 446 reacts as a resistance level, the next level that we will drop to is going to be right here, which is what I would say 444.80. This is not considered the best level for calls. This is a level where the SPY is going to bounce at. But in terms of the levels for calls that I need you to keep an eye on are going to be the following. What we're going to do is going to the 30-day, 30-minute chart, and I'm going to be showing you key levels within the extended hours that nobody is talking about. So in terms of the 30-day, 30-minute chart, we're going to be taking a look at the new best level for calls. So these are the lines that I drew to buy the best levels for calls literally towards 444. The reason why I said that, if you watch the videos, because this was strong previous resistance. Now, this is a valid point that I'm going to be making in terms of education. Remember how I told you 440 was previous resistance? See how this is resistance in the pre-market? When the SPY broke above this resistance, it never tested. It just kept on breaking out and it went all the way to like $454 almost, right? So if it's going to drop just 10 points straight back down, then it's likely going to bounce here, which is why I said that's the best level for calls. And that should have been the trade where you made back multiple times the cost of Trader Society. If you didn't, I truly don't understand or know what it is that you're doing, because that was the best level and the best trading plan and the best trading setup that I could have possibly given you. But with that being said, man, it bounced. So it bounced and it worked in that sense. So what would be the new best levels? What I need you to understand is they will try to continue to bounce this in between this zone at 443.40 to 444. Keep an eye on it. But the trade idea already played out. And the trades that we typically make are initial reactions. The first time a level is tested, we create the level, and when it's tested for the first time, that is when we enter the trade. We do not enter a trade when it's already too late, when the levels have already played out, unless there's a strong confirmation to get back in on the trade. We'll make the trade before that, and if there's a strong confirmation to get in the trade, then we get back in. So in terms of our true best levels for calls that have not been tested yet, it's going to be the following. This is very, very simple. So if we take a look at the chart, what is going to be our next levels to buy the call options? Our next levels to buy calls will be the following levels. There is a lot of support on the SPY right here at, this level too. This is some resistance at 443. They will try to bounce it at 443. I don't consider it the best, but I will be keeping an eye on 443. But my true best levels are these levels. This would be the zone. We have a lot of support at 440.80 cents, right? So I'm interested in buying calls at 440.80, and I'm very interested in buying calls at the gap. There's a gap to fill below at $440. That is your new best zone to be buying calls for the gap close reversal. They will try to bounce this at $443 to $443.50, right? So that's what you need to understand. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly give you a price ladder, and then we're going to go into a quick trading recap. So in terms of the price ladder that I'm going to give you, it is going to start off, just so you understand how the price ladder works. If one of the levels reacts as a resistance, it reacts as a roof, it reacts bearish, then it drops down to the next level. If one of the levels reacts as support, reacts as a floor, then it goes up to the next level. We only trade one level at a time. Not every single level in this ladder is a level that we're interested in trading at. Not every single ladder is created equally. They have different brackets, different risk to reward ratios, right? I shared with you the best levels at the best prices. Now I'm going to add some more levels just so you understand in terms of profit taking, profit targets, and so you understand where overall price is headed, right? So in terms of, overall this week, we're going to be going with the gaps. So we're going to start off with 451, this is going to be considered our best level for puts, and I already explained everything in terms of why. And then 449.20, this is going to be our next level for puts. And then 448 is going to be our next level. Below that, 446 is make or break, right? So if it reacts to support, we go to 448 plus. If it reacts as a resistance, then we're going to go back down to 445. Under 445, we're going to go to 443.50 to 443. It's going to try to bounce there first, so keep that in mind. Below that, 440.80 to $440. Gap close reversal, best price to buy calls. That is our new price ladder. Those are the levels where we are interested in trading at. Not all the brackets in the price, in terms of the brackets between the price, are created equally, right? Now, let's quickly discuss the trading plan. So one thing that people fail to understand is how important extended hours is. So in terms of one of the strategies that we use within the market is when SPY has a massive breakout, and you can use what I teach you on anything that has price action, right? So keep that in mind. But right here, if you look at the daily chart, SPY had resistance at 445.22. There was a lot of resistance at 445.22, and it sold off the same day all the way down to 437. That is a crucial level. So if the SPY is going to break above that resistance and turn it into support, instead of having a massive sell-off like it did here, it is going to have a massive breakout like it did right here. So when that happens, when the SPY breaks above a resistance level and it continues to rally and it continues to push higher and it creates an ultimate bear trap at that level, we are interested in buying calls when it drops back down to that previous resistance level, because it should react to support, because that is where the bears got destroyed. Why would you want to go short and buy put options on the initial reaction where the bears got destroyed? That's where they're all going to be exiting. That's where they're all going to be getting screwed. And that's where buying calls, because previous resistance is supposed to react to support when the SPY has a massive breakout. So a lot of you would say, let's buy calls at 445.22. Now, in last night's video, I didn't say 45.22. Why didn't I say that? Because I went back to August 24th and I did what you weren't willing to do, which was go back throughout the history and look at the extended hours. And the extended hours told me that with that strategy that I just mentioned, the level was not 445.22. The level was $444. That's why I said in yesterday's video, 444 is going to be the best level to buy calls. If we go back to August 24th, you're going to see right here. So this was the day, right? 445. That was the level, remember? So if we go back to that day, you can visually see the level was right here in the pre-market. The level was $444. So that's why that matters, man. $444. That's why that truly matters if you went back and studied the past of that specific level, right? In that sense. So actually just don't ignore what I just said in a sense. I've realized that I read that wrong. I was actually looking at the date of August 29th, but you get the point. I got the level by looking in the pre-market. I didn't get the level by looking at the daily chart in that sense. I got the level from this day right here where SPY broke above it, but I've analyzed the breakout triggered in the pre-market. So just understand that it triggered in the pre-market. So it wasn't on that day because it triggered in the pre-market from that resistance. And I went with the pre-market instead of going with the daily candle. I went with the pre-market on the day that it broke out. So just understand that it was actually on August 29th, right? So when you see a bullish 30-minute candlestick right here, right? So if you look right here, we had a bullish 30-minute green candlestick on the SPY at our key level to buy calls. What do I tell you? I tell you, if it's below our level, if it's above our level, get in the trade. If there's a confirmation on the 30-minute chart, it does not have to be at our level. Obviously, the closer to our level, the better. Or if it's under our level and there's confirmation, then that's even better. So in this case, it wasn't too far off. Our level was $444. So these right here, these were all from yesterday's video. Literally, the trend line that I drew was the low fucking day. But you could see right here, we had a green bullish 30-minute candlestick. It closed at 440.86. So it closed 86 cents above our level. So if you use the 30-minute chart, you wouldn't have been at the best price possible, but the timing was flawless. As soon as it was confirmed 30-minute bullish, and we talk about how SPY loves to spike back to the high of these 30-minute candles, so you're already buying those calls 445 out of the money to straight back in the money when this pumps, right? It worked out phenomenally. And Keaton hit that trade. Big shout out to him. He also hit at lower levels as well. He played it both times. But that's your confirmation to just get in on calls, even if it's above the level, because the 30-minute is green confirmed bullish. And it was the first green 30-minute candle after several red 30-minute candles, right? And then as you can see, the strategy worked and calls continue to bank. So pay attention to that 30-minute confirmation. Now, in terms of the other trade that I made, this was purely just based off of the 1-minute chart. So I just used the 1-minute chart. The 30-minute at the time looked very, very bearish, but I have an understanding when a level goes out of the money at one of our key levels to be getting in on calls or puts, it's likely going to spike back in the money. So the reason why did I buy calls right here? So in terms of, let's go to the alert, 10:14 a.m. Why did I buy calls at 10:14 a.m.? The reason why I bought calls at 10:14 a.m. is very, very simple. So if we go to 10:14 a.m. right here, and I explain to you how I created, this key level in yesterday's video. So let's go to 10:14 a.m. right here, and you will see there was a lot of wicks. SPY was consolidating, and it was forming very, very bullish wicks on the 1-minute chart at my key level, which was 446.80. I bought those calls literally towards the low of this candlestick with anticipation that it's going to spike back in the money. Just 3 minutes later, the SPY went from 446.70 all the way to 447.30. Within that move on 0-day expirations is over a 20% return in minutes. A 20% return on a $10,000 trade within contracts is a $2,000 profit within minutes off that one singular trade idea. Within minutes. Do you see how fast money is made within this market with the right trading plan and using short-term expirations, which means you don't have to take big position sizes to do very, very well, right? And I sold the exact peak. You can see right here at 10:17 a.m., I get out. Why did I get out right here at 10:17 a.m. at the exact peak? The reason why is when I buy something out of the money, I quickly sell it in the money. The way to profit off of a very small move on an option contract is to buy something that is not too far out of the money, so like 20, 30, 40 cents, 50 cents out of the money, and then quickly sell it. Timing matters, right? Quickly sell it in the money. If you can do that on a short-term expiration contract, you can make a very lucrative 20, 30, 40% return very, very quickly. Later into the day, as the contracts decay, if you do the same thing, you can make a 100% return very, very quickly. And this is what we do. We scalp fast. It is fast money. We have day traders who master day trading. They hold for 30 minutes plus an hour. They crush it. What I do is that I scalp super quickly, and it is strategically planned in advance. My trades may be very, very quick, but they are planned days in advance. And I have an understanding. What I mastered is I understand when a contract goes out of the money, I understand when they are going to bring that back in the money. So as a scalper, my job is to find a key level that becomes out of the money, to find an option contract that becomes out of the money, and then to buy it out of the money, and then quickly sell it back into the money. And if you do that with the short-term expiration, that is how you make a ton of money in a big percentage return in such a short period of time on a 20, 30, 40 cent move on the SPY. And the later in the day you can do it, and the better it times and works out for you, the more you can make percentage-wise, because the contracts are going to decay as time goes on. So that is why I took that, along with why I said in my video, I said, even if SPY is bearish, it should bounce first at 446.80. This was the level. I took the high of this resistance at 446.78. And I said, this was a previous resistance level. SPY broke above the resistance and it had a very nice breakout. So when it drops back to 446.80, just like I said at 444, it will likely bounce first. Surely enough, it bounced first. The calls that went out of the money on 448 went back to the money. The calls that went out of the money on 444 went back to the money. Even going against the overall trend, you can do extremely well if you're scalping quickly the way I do it. It's a very unique approach. So I'm going to leave it off at that. And here's the deal, man. If you want to be within Trader Society, I got to head out, man. My trainer's going to be here within 10 minutes. If you want to be in Trader Society, it's the first link down below in the description. Now is the time to invest into yourself, to train, to become self-sufficient, to surround yourself with multimillionaires, to surround yourself with people who've mastered price action, people who know how to create a trading plan, people who know how to stick to discipline and trade their own plan. If you want to be surrounded by our team, if you want to join our Discord server, if you want all my real-time analysis, all my real-time trade alerts, I posted so much analysis and videos within the chat. This video that I posted was spot on, discussing the 445 level. All the analysis and the plans that I posted, everything was spot on to a T. See, these are the videos that I'm making, man. People are loving these. I make videos. I trade literally on my phone. I made the video. I show them everything that it is that I'm doing, man. If you want to be with us, it's the first link down below in the description. Everything is explained in terms of what you get access. It's the first link down below. It's a one-time fee. It's lifetime access. You get training, teaching you all of the price action, how to master all the trading strategies, risk management, position sizing, psychology. You get access to my real-time trade alerts. You get access to the key levels. You get access to over 10 moderators who've mastered their own unique trading strategy. You get access to the SPY trading floor. This is where all the money and all the profit is made. If you want to see all of our trades, analysis, and plans posted in real time, if you want to see what it looks like of multimillionaires taking money, stripping money right out of the market into their accounts and helping assist you doing that, this is the place to be. There is nothing like the SPY trading floor. I strongly recommend you join. It is the first link down below in the description. If you're not in on this, man, you're competing against us. We have zero competition. The only competition is myself. And I'm telling you, man, if you are not in this group, you are going to be competing against the people that we've built up and not the people we've attracted against these multimillionaires, because these guys are trading their own plans. They're trading their own key levels. They're not just trading what I post, and you're likely going to be going against them if you're not within the group, seeing what is that they're doing. So I would highly recommend you join the program. It's first link down below in the description. With that being said, I'm going to be signing off. I will see you guys tomorrow live towards market open.